if we have Ask Portia, what are all of the problems that Portia could solve for us? And there's everything from ARCP to insights to helping me get an industry job, to what should my PDP be? How many ESLIs do I have left? How many left? Um, what is the meaning of the data in my portfolio, etc., etc., and lots of items. And what I really wanted to do was take the approach of a narrow wedge to start off with. And lo and behold, I got an email telling us that our ARCPs are coming up. So I said, okay, this is a really cool little place where we can start to prove the concepts, get in front of people, and see if this works. So in the last couple of days, what I've been building is a little bit of an MVP uh, for your ARCP. The idea being that if you can feed it your portfolio and your checklist, your ARCP checklist, you can get out a dashboard or a report um, which tells you where you stand for your ARCP. Like, what have you got already sorted? What else do you need? And you would think that we do this every year, and portfolios are designed to help us do this, but it is so frustratingly difficult that if there was simply a dashboard or a report that said, you got to do this, go and tick the boxes, I think that would be valuable for me, like, even if for nobody else, for me. And if you're watching this and you think it'd be valuable for you, please do let me know. So with the powers of vibe coding and AI and anti-gravity, that's pretty much ready. And in the coming few days, I'm going to share that with everybody, and I want this to be useful. So we're starting off first in emergency medicine for the moment, but then once we've proven it, I want to spread it out to all specialties. Um, and I think this is obviously like, I'm here sharing this with the world so that you give me feedback, you tell me what's good, what you want, what's not so good. But if I'm getting ahead of myself, which I clearly am, then the route I want to take is, we're doing ARCPs for EM. We'll do it for all specialties. uh, the next thing you want to be able to do is upload the PDF of your portfolio, because every portfolio service allows you to export the whole thing as a PDF, and then you get an interactive dashboard out of it. So you can see as you progress, things keep moving, and then you have the AI in there that you can question and you can have a chat with about your own progress in training. Where I want to get to is to be able to use API integrations with Portia, so that there's actually back and forth information. So not only can Portia query information and tell you what your dashboard looks like, but I want it to be able to capture information and organize it for you as well. So if you were to share a reflection, or if you would have a voice chat with it, if you had a PDP, or if you were preparing for an educational supervisor meeting, it could gather all of those things, suggest what the right tag should be. What I don't want it to do is, I don't want it to be generative. I don't want it to create your reflections for you. I don't want it to, you know, hallucinate and make up stuff, because that is not what our portfolios are about. That's the bit that we as doctors need to do, and that's what the training component is. What it needs to take care of is everything else as a relation of that, and then the ability to kind of bring that back to you and say, hey, here's how everything you said in the past is useful to you now and what you should do next. um, Very much kind of hitting the tingly, nice bits of executive coaching in my brain as well. Um, what else has happened? So I've been thinking about like company structure. I've been thinking about like who are the people that are going to be necessary, and I think this is hugely going to be leveraged by the right people in the room. And I've got trainers supporting me already, and I've got trainees supporting me as well. And I want to make this something valuable for both of them. And if you're a trainer or a trainee watching this and you want to get involved, reach out to me. I want to stay in touch. I want to build this with you, right? There's going to be strategy. Obviously, there's going to be the tech, and there's going to be perhaps some legal if we want to make that act work for us. Hopefully, we might get around without too much of the dirty, quote unquote, dirty legal action sort of stuff, which gives me the ick. But yeah, that's what I've been thinking of on a high level. Um, and then I've really been thinking about like, how do I get this out there? Because the biggest challenge in any business for any founder, the biggest challenge is building demand, right? And so I've been thinking about like, what platform do I use? Obviously I'm doing this video, long form videos, king. So YouTube is obviously in there. But the other platform, I was thinking like, should I do Instagram? And there's LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is now like always repurposing of all of this stuff. So that should be fine. So I'm going to get rid of LinkedIn, and we're doing Instagram already. And it's part of the reason why I've hopped on and I'm saying, I'm going to build in public. That's what's going to happen. I'm not so sure about Instagram. Tell me what you think about Instagram. Should I be creating reels and stuff for Instagram and showing up? And I think the content is obviously going to be me building in public, but also it's going to be about, tips and tricks for your stuff. It's going to be, how do you use AI for your career growth? It's going to be, what are the trends across medical and non-medical careers that you need to think about? And over the last year and a half, 2 years, I've been building a really large presence on LinkedIn, and I'm so glad to be connected to some amazing founders, whom I'm looking to kind of collaborate with and get mutual support from. So tell me, what would you like to hear about next? What can we do to really make this successful? Because I want to take this straight to trainees as the first thing. I want you to be benefiting from it. And I want this to get to a point where, colleges have to say that, like, we need this. We want this to be successful. And so I want you to be a part of this. So thanks so much for watching so far. I had no idea what would come out of my mouth at this point. But I guess that's what building in public is all about. So yeah, stay tuned. I want to show you what I've built so far next in the next video. Tell me what you like. Leave a comment. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it.